segment where we talk about sales and marketing, why you should be concerned about sales and the marketing of your business. All of this after the break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Thank you. Welcome back to the Profit Point Show, and this is the stock market segment. I have in the studio as usual Ambers Omodion. Ambers is an investment analyst from Invest Data Limited. How are you, Ambers?
I'm very fine.
You're always fine whether the market is up or down. I keep wondering.
Yeah, because if you understand the little bit of capital market, you don't need to be afraid. If you're a stock market, you don't need to be afraid. Coming down is an opportunity, especially to increase your position. And also opportunity for you also switch out to another investment, another stock immediately. For me, it's not
nothing to be afraid of.
Especially when market has done for a while, and then an uptrend, pullbacks are expected. If there's no pullback, recovery will be weak. The pullback give the market a strength to continue recovery. But if market continue on a straight line, like I've said in that program, that market will also come down in that force. When the market moves sharply up, it's going to come down sharply again. But if the market go up, it pullbacks, it continue that trend, that means that market is on the right. But when we are going straight alone, man, now what we are seeing now, market trying to pull back. Market touch about 42,000 something. Now it's around 40, 400 and something. It's not, for me, it's not a bad situation at all, especially as earnings around the corner. And also, don't forget that this part of the world, especially our market that had December as year end. But then the major earnings season is when companies are rewarding investors with dividend. And this is the season we are entering now. And most of them have entered before now. I wanted to see those numbers and how and what the company will be recommended. Why? Because the first quarter of this company, second quarter, third quarter, there was a trend that despite the pandemic, despite the coronavirus, the two months of lockdown, most companies posted a positive number during that quarterly earnings. Now after the full year, we want to see how the period will play on their full year results, and we are seeing indicators already that companies that have done better during that period of the quarter results are likely to reward us better too, because they are good numbers. And also, when we are hearing feelers in the market, this one, I see people at now that is a pullback, this opportunity to move to stock that we are known before, that will have good numbers. For me, pullback is an opportunity to reposition. The balance of is not what you done just every day. But when it's an opportunity to rebalance, not that you do it just because that you want to do this quarterly. It's not it might not be monthly or quarterly. But when you see a pullback, it's an opportunity in different stocks in the market. You sell the one that you have made profit and move to the other one. I know that you should continue on the uptrend because different sector now to speak out different trend.
Okay, Ambers, I understand what you're saying, but you also said one time that when you buy into a stock and it's lost 5%, you should 7%. Check 7%. Okay, 7%. Okay, you check out. But then maybe that has to do with traders.
That's for purely traders.
Okay, so for investors, at what point should an investors be skeptical?
Anywhere in the world, market is going to be a bear market when the market has lost 20%.
So we should wait until we lose 20%.
I'm coming. That is where I say this market is a bear market.
Okay.
So the market is still correcting in less than 10 below. It's still market correction, pullbacks. Okay. But yeah, for me, now if you're a long-term investor, you have good stock that into dividend paying stocks, and you see price coming. Now if you have money, it's for you to increase your stake in that position. So that's what attracted you in that company is still intact. And the company like that to pay dividend that's related to the price is there. But when you see the company is posting number that is red already, you don't need somebody to say you should make 5%. And that company you have to exit, because at the end of the day, they're going to pay dividend. The price will go down. Because market these days will treat a company that posted poor results because they need the way they can make money. And if you are in a company that just you see that the number emanating from the company are red, you sell off. That was not need to boost 5% or 7% or 10% to go out. That will never. If you are in a position that has good fundamental, you're a trader. And you see that it's going down, or there's a negative position that come. Once you have lost 7%, for those that are in buy and sell signal, but if you have 10%, so it's okay. But for those who buy, I'll go in 7%. Once you lost 7%, sell out, so you can go to another, we can recover that 7% easily for traders. But if you are a long-term investor, the company has fundamental, the exposure in that company, you are losing 10%, you don't worry. Because when markets start coming up, we are not going to sell, because market down, you know, buying and selling, there's always a charge. Of commission. If you're not going to that, what must you in your car? But if you let's we trade that, we factor our own is 7%. But when factoring your charges, you can around that 9 to 10%. But then you can move easily to get it back in another portfolio. But when we are lost 20% in the portfolio or 30%, moving to that, you have to wait, because then we have to make another 60% to see you are in equilibrium. For me, the market at this time should not send any panic at all. And also, one thing you should look at, when it comes to any season, and the market buying structure has changed. Before now, we know that foreign investors are the one that dominate our market. But now the local investors, local institutions have taken over the market because the other investment windows were not attractive. They were low yield. They now moved to equity. But recently, there's little improvement in some other investment windows. These are coming up, but those cannot be compared with what's presently in equity market. I believe that naturally funds will be leaving to those, but it can't be immediate, because even though you want to buy those investments in that window, you have to wait longer. But in equity market, because the entities around the corner, you wait shorter to make your money. And also, when they pull back like this, yields become more attractive in equity. Because they pull back, you notice that more yields because companies have shared their price a little. No, for me, that is what is driving the market. And don't forget again, we just saw the inflation figure that just came. That was on Monday and Tuesday. Now, also review that the position of our inflation now, I will put those other investment windows in a deeper negative return. Now it's above even the market already. The market is about 0. But because equity has the potential of giving a yield of 10%, 7%, 8%, 12% to speak now, it's closer to even to the 16% we are seeing as inflation. But you that you're having a 4% return on your investment, and inflation is already 16 point something, you see your return is already in negative. Then there's still opportunity for equity market. And also, because of the new technology and what is happening in the new normal, there are some sectors that whether they pay dividend or not, numbers that come to that company will be what? Will be positive. And because their earnings will be good. And I said it everywhere that on the long run, on the short run, earnings drive what? Equity prices. Because that immediately tell what's happening in the company. Because you don't need to see the name of the company or who is the name of the manager. The numbers of that company tell you whether this company is doing well or not. And when you see that number that they are doing well, you hold on. That means something is good coming there. But when the numbers are not good, and as we go into the new year, almost is almost coming up now. You have seen companies that have a trend that, because of this. And that's why when I tell you that healthcare sector is attractive, it's not because of only government incentive. What is happening globally, the new trend has supported that sector already. Also, if you look at it, telecom is attractive. It's not because of it's just to make up. Because the new normal have shifted a lot of sales to them. People are working from home. There's a lot of demand for data and all those stuff. You still make your call. Now that there's insecurity here, now people are not to travel more, make call and do all that on the phone. You do your meeting, on the for that there will be demand for such a. No, that means now. If you want to be afraid for the market, even all you seem to set up trend and be better. Like what I'm preparing a special video for how to invest in case the market starts going down. Because in a bear market, in a bull market, it's an opportunity for you to make money. You don't need to say because market is not going back. You don't know. The opportunity is that just to fine-tune your knowledge, increase what you have learned, and also play the market along. Bear market, you make profit. Bull market, you will depend on your strategy. And inflation coming out, I tell you that this is the time for our economic managers, especially the policy makers and the managers themselves. They need to come together. You can see the policy they are rolling out is not helping the economy. I think the time for them to review or rethink it. For example, now inflation just hit about 16 point something. Before it came last week, I said that there was a publication that said the landing cost of fuel is already 180.
Yes.
Then after that week, now it is already 190. Now 2 days ago, they increased fuel to 170. Automatically, what we've done that with that kind of policy or your adjustment, because you are delivering the sector, the business sector, and you are not taking your price to what's happening in the international market. Good. That means anytime crude moves to like $70 now, Nigeria will be ready to pay more. And let me tell you, pay more is not because you want to buy fuel. All the goods, from the village, the farm, leaving that farm to the market. The man that will transport that goods will factor in all these agreements in what's going to pay to the woman that has that goods, and the woman will not put that price, into the cost of what's going to sell in the market. That means inflation also gather more food items. That is the figure we use for inflation. And if it's up the way what I do, and people's salary are not in that direction. That means the policy makers and also see that let their policy complement each other. Because I remember when the CPA was reported for the second time, the man said, he started to make inflation 1 digit.
Not even do that.
Not up to 2 months they closed the border. And when they closed the border, you say we should look inward, and we are not prepared. The day they closed the border till now, the inflation has been on a straight uptrend till now. Even the open border in January, in December, you can only feed the little part of that open on quarter or month-to-month inflation, because food items or some core items drop a little. But insecurity is not a matter, because also those in the farm cannot access their farm, and it's goods coming from the farm are also small, and there is high demand on it. For me, these are the things we should look at for inflation.
I asked you that question last week.
For me, investors will just, it's the concern of every investor, both local and international, that come. The economic managers, their policies are not complementing each other. And I believe anywhere in the world, the fiscal authority and the monetary will work together to drive economic growth. But in this case, the monetary is trying to adjust rates so that people can have cheap fund. Even when having cheap fund, and the cost of doing business is high. The world essence of having the cheap fund. Sure.
I asked you that question last week. That to me, it seems like in between the devil and the deep blue sea, because we can't pray that fuel price shouldn't go up. By the end of the day, immediately we see that fuel price is up, we know that domestic price is also up, and we know that inflation is up, everything goes up. So we are smiling here, but we are crying more on this side. So I really don't know how to balance that equation, but I know that we can't continue, because if fuel price, international crude price should go up like 250, are we going to selling petrol here for
500 naira?
That would be ridiculous.
The funniest thing is that now, as we speak now, many of the big banks in the world have projected that with the new super cycle we're having in fuel, in crude oil, the price that is going to hit $100 is high before the end of the year, because see a lot of changes in the world. Now the vaccines already there. That means lockdown for many economies globally is reduced. And see that people are even buying to inject their people. Even the 7G is planning to have a world meeting to sponsor Africa, so other that cannot, but so they can. That means the possibility of lockdown economy again is reduced. I mean, the demand for fuel, for consumption for fuel. That means crude oil gradually is on the right. That means 100 now, the possibility is high. Even though the little coal that is having in the US has even moved the price from $60 to $65.14 as yesterday night. That means the trend goes. That means if you touch 17 naira, our fuel will go to 200 naira. The way it's going. They tell us that the landing cost is now 300. For me, and you say you have done your vision and you are not doing subsidy again. Even the subsidy you are not seeing even before now you say the government is not there, and this year we are not seeing the anyway, I think we need to go back and review our policy, especially the fiscal and the monetary. This is the time for them to make sure we complement each other, because monetary cannot stand alone. Cannot stand alone. They are all working together to make sure the economy is delivered from this front movement today in economy.
Tomorrow.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, let's hope for the best.
I believe you.
Let's hope for the best. Okay, let's go on to the gainers and losers as of close of yesterday on Nigerian Stock Exchange market. And Julius Berger topped the gainers charts, gaining 9.73%, followed by Honeywell, Flower, then Cornerstone Insurance, Wapik, and Prestige. And then on the losers chart, we had Beta Glass losing 9.75%, Japol Gold follows suit, Fitsin, Chi PLC, and Vitaphone. So looking at the gainers charts once again, gainers charts, so we've got 3 insurance companies there. And what's going on here? We have insurance sectors, companies too on the losers chart, but insurance sector for me personally, I can't, okay, let me not say I can't buy. It's not a stock that, it's not a sector that will come to my mind when I want to invest. So let me not say I can't buy, because by the time I knock off telecoms, I knock off agriculture, I knock off healthcare, I'm sure I will have exhausted my funds. So, but what do you have to say to this gainers chart and losers? Last week also, Wednesday, we saw insurance sector, the same trend. What's going on in the sector?
The oscillating trend in the general market, the seesaw movement was in the market. It's all about investor moving from one point or one position today to the other position, looking for where there is better yield in terms of, I told you earlier, dividend that is coming, because the better dividend is coming because numbers have pulled down from almost 42,000 index down to 40. That means there's a little downtrend, and people are taking opportunity of that to buy. Well, look at the sector they are focusing now. You see what what you mentioned now. The construction sector top the gainers chart. And this is a company that posted even negative quarter results, because we said the cost of exchange exchange costs, the account were there. But when they released their unaudited full year for 2019, they turned positive. On that note, people are saying that, oh, they are likely to pay dividend at the end of the day. Because the best way and the way to assess a company is not the name of the manager, but are they concerned in dividend payment? That is how what investors are interested. We traders are not interested in dividend, but it can drive your price for you as a trader. But investors are saying that this company, are they concerned? When they are concerned with your head, even when you are sick under, that's why I see of big companies abroad, they are paying dividend, but they are sick. But because we are paying it, that is why anywhere in the world, people don't look at that dividend. When they saw that from the result of Julius Vega, they are likely to pay dividend. People are asking for the price is low at 18 naira. For me, that is why there's just dividend expectation is impacting on that. But if you look at the insurance at the Honeywell, also it's just market sentiment. Because Honeywell just released their third quarter result, was impressive, but Honeywell is not a dividend paying stock this period because it has March as year end. And Honeywell dividend will come out from May, June. Yeah. For me, just because the number they released, third quarter was impressive, and also investors think that it's also oscillating. That traders are the one in charge of the movement in Honeywell. It's not more for investors now, because investors are thinking of where they can get dividend, unless you are thinking long, you can be buying now in Honeywell, because there's sign already that their numbers are looking up, which is good. But for the insurance company, I will tell you, it's just sentiment movement. Now you see up and down because the prices are low. I know when market is in this kind of situation, there's people want to take advantage of the low price. You can move low price easily. Now that there's a rule in the market that 100,000 units of stock can move price. If you have 100, if you want to buy a store that is selling for 20 kobo, and you want to buy 100,000, you can easily move the price up. That's why you can see that they can move up and down, and people can sell off. When they make 10%, when they make, because it's usually moved up. For me, that is just sentiment of the market and the trader playing on those insurance company. If you look at the loser chart, the Better Glass has also moved before now to almost 19 naira, and have been on the sell down, profit taking from almost 19 naira to this price. I mean, people are really selling off, and that one just sell off. I'll see it for that Better Glass. But for the Japo is purely profit taking. This is a stock that the rumor of going into gold, and forgetting that in this part of the world in Nigeria, federal government and the state government has their own rule already. You can't extract gold in Nigeria without federal government approval. You cannot extract gold in a state without the state approval. They must say, police, they will come together to approve it. Because you can. That means the documentation alone is not easy. And they've not started. The rumor that the China government is entering to the company moved the price from just 20 kobo to 1 naira 56 kobo. Now, if people have sold that, take profit to this around 175, 79 kobo as at before it lost yesterday. For me, it's purely profiting. But if actually they are going to gold and the price is low, I think investors should wait, or people that are thinking long, let's start seeing their number. This is a company that earlier before now they came to the market that they are going to go into more of extraction, local production. But 6 years ago, 8 years ago. Since that yesterday, they didn't pay any dividend.
They're sounding like Wando.
They didn't pay dividend. They didn't pay dividend. Now another entrance again of a China company. People were carried away with that news of China. They went to the stock, from 20 kobo to almost, as I said. But people are taking profit. But for me, I would advise anybody that want to buy into, Japan gold. You wait to see documentation when they have started their mining, and you have seen that they're selling mining. Then when they start selling, you know there's going to impact on their numbers. Because I'll tell you, whether in the long run or the short run, earnings is good to tell you what is happening in the company, also support the price of that company. But if you are there, if you're a long-term investor, because there are some people that they are growth investor, they want to go to the company. Yes, you can go there for growth investment. You want to take long time. But also when you are taking long time, something to attract you. If those things are attract you, they are not there, you better run away.
Okay, GPLC.
GPLC is also a insurance company. But what Vitafoam is this company that they just marked down this week on Monday for a dividend of 70 kobo. Okay. Now for me, the price is just adjusting. But the good thing is that look at the first quarter result of Vitafoam. Very impressive number. That means this provides an opportunity for investors to take advantage of Vitafoam, because Vitafoam has potential, because Vitafoam is an allied business with healthcare.
Yeah.
It's like anything, if healthcare is doing well, it's back to impact. Not only that, they have developed into other business again. They've expanded to Ghana, other places. That means they are moving. For me, I see the prospect for Vitafoam. If you are there, this pullback should be an opportunity for you to increase your stake. If you are not there, buy, because their second quarter is coming at the end of March. It will also be better if you are seeing already a good sign from the first quarter. And if you look at the 2020 results from first quarter to the last quarter, the results were looking up. shows that what is happening in the economy or the global world is not for us, it's also a plus for them. Because if you are opening more treatment center, you need more bed.
Of course.
And they are going to put the kind of bed you need that. Both for the state level, federal level, there's a lot of business for them. And they are into other things. They're not only just they are producing only foam. They have other business they are doing. For me, Vitafoam has postpaid. Now you can stay there for a long time if you're a long-term investor. For me, the pullback is an opportunity for me to buy at a good price.
All right, thank you, Amber. So a preview sector for this week is the agri sector. I mean, agri sector, I don't see downturn. Because even in real, when I say real life, I'm talking about their real operation of the stock market, they seem to be doing well. And that's a sector that over time, bulk of them, I'm not saying all of them, bulk of them, the Priscos of this world, the Okomo oil, they've been bringing out good results. So I don't know what's going to happen that is going to make that different.
This 2021.
This 2021, at least this 2021. I don't know. We will stop consuming more. I don't know. It's a sector that I'd always love that sector for a long. But then, from an analysis point of view, what do you have to say to the sector?
They just display the data from the companies in that sector. If you look at numbers that came from Presco and Okomo and Livestock, these are the ones that are active now. The other one like Ella Lake and
FTN Cocoa
is just coming up. That sector is just coming up now, gradually. But apart from the one that are listed, if you look at other ones that are not listed, they are flourishing their business now because of government incentive, their CBN incentive, and also want to feed ourselves.
Naturally.
We want to feed ourselves, and we have population. And if you enter that business, you're going to make money. Depends on your plan and other stuff. But for me, the economic recovery is a plus for the sector because people consume more. Only that the government has not looked the way of the workers now. Even they say that they've increased their minimum wage to 30,000. Most states are not paying. With all this happening now, people purchasing power are still low. But we believe that food comes first. That's why, I tell you that you can't be drinking alcohol when you have not eaten. When you can see for the last 5 years, dark sector, all those brew company, their sales are remain stagnant. But for all those that I like, you can see the numbers coming from them. From quarterly basis have been on uptrend because there's activities. Especially when the border was closed, they enjoy a lot of patronage. They were looking, especially the Okomus and the Presco. When the border was closed, they have like 3 years sales already. When the border, that means they are still having those sales till next 3 years. Because when the MD of Okomu came on board on the air to say that because of the border closed, company have put order for 3 years ahead. Even when now they open the border, the mother come and say no, you have to service them. That means that sector say no, that government have interest that you have to pay employment. So through this agricultural sector, they want to pay employment according to government. That means they want to give more so that this can expand their business and also employ more. It's when your business expands, like you need more workers to join. That means this sector is a place for me people to think for long term for now. For a long time you can take position and their numbers are good. If you look at the numbers of Okoma, they are unaudited full year was about 7 naira 74 kobo for Komu, for Presco having about 7 naira 3 kobo, and for Livestock having about 13 kobo or 12 kobo for full year. Then they are giving inside that you expect dividend from them. The dividend might not be commensurate to the price because they can't pay 7 naira, or if they pay 5 naira from their dividend for the earnings they are having 5 naira, that alone will also move the price, especially for Presco that is below 80 naira. Okomu is already around 93. I see opportunity in Presco, and also when this Livestock pull back again, it's opportunity for me to jump in. Because Livestock is going to go back to that trend. Because trend is not coming down. Because this year we're going to see positive number from this sector. That means any pullback in their price is an opportunity to buy. Investors will just look at where are we moving to. But even if the market is down, there are some sectors that has positive trend that you should look at. That's why when a video come out how to invest in a bear market, you know where to. You don't need to panic. Whether it's bear market or bull market, you still make money in the capital market. I'm
just wondering, what can we do to actually make more? For starters, I feel that sector is very fragmented. Even in I always want to buy a whole chunk of the stock so that when it become a big company, because that's where Livestock started. Livestock started from just 70 kobo, 30 kobo price, moved to 311 kobo. And why? Is because the holding structure is tight. UAC has about 75% of Livestock. I mean, the share is not outside that people are dump like that. That is why you see big boys entering stock like that Ella Lake, that FTN, not like 50 kobo, 70 kobo, 80 kobo, just to hold on. So that when they start bouncing up, back up and making money, they control the price. For me, if you're a long-term investor today, you can look at that way, because
most of them are attractive at this point now.
All right, thank you very much, Ambrose. This brings us to the end of the stock market segment. We go on break, and when we return, we go on to the business segment where we talk about sales and marketing and why you should be concerned about sales and marketing of your business. We'll be right back after this break. Stay with us. Thank you.